Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir. You're
Sir,
audible.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. So in the last class, we have discussed about the common mode configuration, and we have derived the maximum and minimum condition of common mode voltage. So recall that whenever we are giving the input voltage, that is a common mode voltage within this particular range, that is between VCM max and VCM mean, then only we will be able to get the proper output. Okay, proper output in the sense the common mode configuration will reject all the input signals. That means output will be exactly equal to zero. And why the output is exactly equal to zero? Because the current splits equally among the two transistors, and because of that, the drain voltages appears to be same. So VD1 is equal to VD2, and therefore the output is equal to zero. And please understand that the output is double-ended. Okay, double-ended in the sense one probe will be connected to the drain voltage of, drain terminal of the one transistor, and the second probe will be connected to the drain terminal of the other transistor. That is called as double-ended. So without keeping the ground as a reference, right? Without keeping the ground as a reference, we are taking the double-ended output in a differential amplifier. And if at all, if we are maintaining this particular range, that is the input is between the VCM max and VCM min, then your output will be exactly zero, provided it is in common mode configuration. Okay, so that was the conclusion of yesterday's class. Now, based upon this theory, we'll be doing one problem. So take down the problem. For the MOS differential pair with a common mode voltage VCM. So VCM is your input that is given in common mode. Let VDD equal to VSS is equal to 1.5. VDD equal to VSS is equal to 1.5. Okay, it is understood that VSS is negative 1.5. So even though it is not specified also, you should consider VSS as negative 1.5. Okay, in the problem they have given in terms of magnitude, but kindly note that the voltage VSS will be negative 1.5. The magnitude of VDD and VSS will be equal to 1.5. Then we have Kn dash W by L is equal to 4 milliampere per volt square. Okay, which is given in the question. Kn dash W by L is equal to 4 milliampere per volt square. Vt is equal to 0.5 volt. Vt is equal to 0.5 volt. Then capital I equal to 0.54 milliamps. That is the overall current. The overall biasing current of the circuit is 0.4 milliamps. So if you are expecting a perfect common mode operation, then this I will be splitting equally among the two transistors. That is 0.4 by 2, 0.2. Okay. So the individual drain current will be 0.2. Is that clear? Because in a differential amplifier, we are making use of two transistors, isn't it? Two MOSFETs, which are exactly matched. And if at all we are making this particular circuit to operate in the common mode, then the current will split equally among the two MOSFETs. And also the drain resistance is 2.5. Are we using different resistance or same resistance, students? Should we specify RD1? We are going to use same resistance. We are not going to specify RD1 and RD2, right? So for Q1 and Q2, that is for both the transistors, we will fix the same drain resistance at the drain terminal. So with this given parameters, the first question to be done is you need to find the overdrive voltage, right? You need to find the overdrive voltage, that is VOV. Then we have to find VGS for each transistor. So VGS and VOV to be found out, that is part A. Then question number B, the input VCM. What is VCM? The common mode voltage is given as 0. Okay, the input voltage VCM is given as 0. So corresponding to this VCM, I should find Vs, that is voltage at the source node, the individual drain current, then the voltage at D1 and D2, that is nothing but VD1 and VD2 respectively. And we have to find the same question, the same parameters, whatever which is mentioned in the question, part B, for different input. Different input in the sense VCM is plus 1 volt, and same thing we have to repeat for VCM is equal to negative 0.2 volt. So the objective of this question is to find the variations in the drain current and the respective drain voltages for a various cases of common mode signals. Okay. So we need to ensure whether our given input lies in the common mode range. Only then we can say that ID1 and ID2 will be same, which is equal to the half of the overall drain current, and accordingly VD1 and VD2 will be equal to each other. So that theory you need to remember, and accordingly we are doing this particular problem. Then part E, what is the highest value of VCM? That means we need to find VCM max, isn't it? Highest value of VCM means we are going to find VCM max so that both the transistors operates in the saturation region. And last question, if a current source capital I requires a minimum voltage of 0.4 volt, that means across the current source we are having a voltage which is equal to 0.4 volt, and based upon this we need to calculate the lowest allowable value of Vs. Okay, we're going to find the minimum value of Vs. And thereby we need to find VCM, that is minimum VCM. So according to part E, we are going to find the maximum value of common mode voltage, and from part F, we are going to find the minimum value of VCM by finding the lowest allowable value of Vs. So again, repeat the question once again. Thereafter, we will see the solution. So it has been given a MOS differential pair, and all the parameters are given, including the supply voltage VDD, VSS, Kn dash W by L, threshold voltage, the overall drain current capital I, the drain resistance RD. So with these given parameters, first we need to find the overdrive voltage, followed by the gate to source voltage of each transistor. And part B, part C, and part D, we are going to find the source voltage, the individual drain currents, and the corresponding drain voltages for three different cases. What are those cases? For VCM is equal to 0, that is case B. Then part B. Then for VCM is equal to plus 1 volt for part C, and VCM is equal to minus 0.2 volt in part D. Okay, so repeating the same steps. Okay, we are going to repeat the same, going to find the same parameters for three different cases. Then after that, we will find the maximum value of VCM as well as the minimum value of VCM by considering a voltage drop across the current source. Okay, hope you remember the circuit diagram of the differential amplifier, whatever we have discussed yesterday, right? At the source terminal, we are having capital I, which is nothing but your current source. So across the current source, we will have a voltage which is called as VCS, and which is further connected to minus VSS. Take the circuit diagram and see. Source terminals will be short circuited, isn't it? Both the source terminals are shorted. After that, it is connected to the current source. Further, it is connected to negative VSS. That is the arrangement of your differential amplifier. So with this, let us start our solution. That is, first we are going to find the overdrive voltage and the gate source voltage of the transistor. So in the previous derivation, whatever we have discussed yesterday, we got an equation for VGS, isn't it? So take that equation. You need to remember that equation for a differential amplifier. That is how to write the expression for gate source voltage in terms of the overall current and the transistor parameters. Yes, this was equation number 5. So VGS is equal to VT plus square root of I divided by Kn dash W by L. Write down that equation. All the parameters are given. VT is 0.5 volt, overall current is 0.4. Kn dash W by L is 4, isn't it? Yes, 4. So now I need to convert because we are expecting our current in milliamps. This is also in milli, so that will cancel each other. So let it be as such. No need for conversion. Understood, students? Current is in milliamps. Kn dash W by L is also in milliampere per volt square. So that milli by milli will get cancelled. So no need for converting and make it complicated. So just substitute the value of capital I, Kn dash W by L, as well as the threshold voltage, and find the junction voltage across the gate and source. See if you are getting 0.816 volt. Take your notes, take your calculator, start doing. Confirm in the chat box whether you are getting 0.816 volt for VGS. Yes. Anyway, that's 0.816 volt. So once you get 0.816 volt for VGS, now let us try to find our VOV. So what is the relationship between VGS and VOV? What is the relationship between VGS and VOV? Anyone? VOV equal to? Yes, VOV is equal to Revi N, you tell me. Revi 143, you tell me the relationship between VGS and VOV. Yes, yes, it is VGS minus VT. Isn't it? Yes, good Lokesh. VOV is equal to VGS minus VT. Substitute and see whether you are getting 0.316 volt for VOV. Okay, so that completes your first part of the question. Now coming to the second part, it is given that VCM is equal to 0, right? So before finding all these 5 parameters, that is Vs, ID1, ID2, VD1 and VD2, let us see whether this VCM comes between our limits. What is the limit? Limit is nothing but the common mode range. Common mode range is defined by a minimum value and a maximum value. So take down these two equations, whatever we have derived in yesterday's class. Take down this equation, substitute all the parameters. All the parameters is given in the question, isn't it? VT, VDD, capital I, RD, VSS, VOV. Now we have computed VOV. Then VCS. VCS means voltage across a current source, that is 0.4 volt. The last part you can see this one, 0.4. So substitute all these parameters and find the maximum and minimum voltages. Okay, maximum and minimum voltages of this particular common mode range, and see whether the given input lies in this range. What is the given input? Given input is VCM is equal to 0. Yes, please write this equation and put your answers in the chat box for VCM max as well as VCM min. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. What is VCS? VCS is a voltage across a current source. It is given as 0.4 volt in the question, part F. So don't get confused. It is already given. So you just need to read the question entirely and then you need to proceed. Okay. So VCS is 0.4, VSS is 1.5. So here we have minus. So minus 1.5 plus 0.4 plus VT 0.5 plus VOV. Just now you got 0.316 volt, I think. Yes. So all those parameters you can substitute and then find maximum and minimum values. So this is a permissible maximum and permissible minimum common mode voltage. So beyond which you are not going to give the input. Why? Because the common mode, that particular working won't be faithful. Okay, that means you're going to reject the input signals and output should be zero. The expected output should be zero across D1 and D2. So that will happen only if your input comes between these two limits. VCM max. Yes, VCM max, you can see here, VCM max is 1.5 volt. Similarly, find VCM min. Attendance, Lokesh.
Present, sir.
Yes, Rohit,
Present, sir.
Sujit,
Answer.
Prakash,
Present, sir.
Manish,
Present, sir.
Manisha, Sai Hemant, Suresh, Rishi,
Present, sir.
Melita,
Present, sir.
Lakshmi Prasanna, so now you got the maximum and minimum voltage, right? Yes, minimum voltage is negative 0.684. Very good. Minimum is negative 0.684. So what about the input that we have given now? The input is 0 volt and this 0 lies between VCM max and VCM min. Isn't it? The input is 0 volt. So the 0 lies between, so write this comment. VCM is equal to 0 volt, which lies in between your what? The maximum and minimum limit, isn't it? Therefore, that clearly satisfies the common mode range condition. Satisfies the common mode range condition. And as a result, the two individual drain currents, that is ID1 and ID2, is equal to the half of the total current, because the current will split equally among the two transistors as long as the two transistors are matched. Okay, we are assuming that for a differential amplifier, we'll take a matched transistors in terms of the drain resistance as well as in the terms of threshold voltage, the process conductance technology, everything. Okay, so in that way, ID1 is equal to ID2, which is equal to half of the total current. That means it is 0.2 milliamps. And based upon this, let us find what is VD1 and VD2. And in yesterday's class, we have we got the equation for VD1, right? What is VD1? It is nothing but the supply voltage minus the drop across RD. And please make sure that the drop across RD is current into RD, that is I by 2 into RD. It is not I into RD. If you are doing I into RD means it is a mistake. Okay. So it is I by 2 into RD. Why? Because we are considering a differential amplifier with identical transistors. Therefore, the current for the individual transistor is I by 2. So subtract the drop across RD from VDD and let me know what is VD1 and VD2. Nandan Kumar,
Present, sir.
Navodit Tiwari, Navya,
Present, sir.
Sai Manikanda, Neeta, Nidishri,
Present, sir.
Nikita,
Present, sir.
Nivedita,
Present, sir.
Nikanda, Naveen Krishna,
Present, sir.
Vamshi Krishna,
Present, sir.
Sriraj.
Present, sir.
Okay, so I hope you got the voltages VD1 and VD2, right? So both are same because the drop is same. The drop across RD is same. Even I have taken the same resistances, right? RD is same. And current is also same. Therefore, VD1 and VD2 is 1 volt. Both VD1 and VD2 are 1 volt. So is there any pending parameters that we need to find in case B? Yes, one more parameter, that is Vs. Already I have computed ID1, ID2, VD1, VD2. Now coming to Vs. What is Vs, students? Refer to the circuit diagram of a differential amplifier and tell me what is Vs. Yes, Vs is VCM minus VGS, isn't it? If you remember the circuit diagram, it is very easy to write the equation. Vs is VCM, that is VCM is the overall input, common mode input. If you see this loop, right? This is the loop and this is the input. So if you subtract this junction voltage VGS from VCM, you will get the voltage at the source with respect to ground. So Vs is VCM minus VGS. Clear? Vs is equal to VCM minus VGS. Any doubts regarding this equation? Are you comfortable with this? Any doubts? Okay, now you got VGS, right? Already you have computed VGS for that particular problem. Substitute VCM and VGS. VCM is given in the question. VGS you might have solved before. While computing VOV, while computing the overdrive voltage, you have already found out the equation for, the value of VGS. Substitute VGS and VCM so that you can find Vs. Yes, please let me know the answer for Vs. Yes, Vs is negative 0.816 volt. Good. Vs is negative 0.816 volt. So that completes the B part. Now coming to C part. In part C, we are going to repeat the same steps as we are discussing part B, but for different input. What is the different input? Positive 1 volt. So again, check the criteria whether this plus 1 volt comes within this, within this particular limit, right? And accordingly, you find ID1, ID2 as well as VD. And also Vs. Vs also you need to find because Vs depends on VCM, right? Vs depends on VCM. Now VCM is plus 1 volt instead of 0. So Vs will also change. So find Vs. Then check whether this plus 1 volt lies between the limits. That is a common mode range. Already you have done that common mode range. That is VCM min and VCM max. So check those upper and lower limit and find whether this plus 1 volt lies in between that upper and lower limit. Accordingly, fix that this is working in the common mode range. Then ID1 will be equal to ID2, right? Which is nothing but half of 0.2. So from this particular problem, what is the inference terms? Can anybody tell me? Even though there is an input change, right? Now the input has been changed from 0 to plus 1 volt, but still you are expecting an equal distribution of current. VCM has been changed from 0 volt to plus 1 volt, but still the current is distributing equally among the two transistors. But the only condition we need to ensure is the input should be in the common mode range. That's all. The input should be in the common mode range. So within this common mode range, we are free to change the input voltage per amplitude. Okay. Let it be till negative 0.684, or it can be till positive 1.5 volt, no matter. We can say that the current will split equally among the two transistors, and based upon that, we will be getting the same voltages VD1 and VD2, which is equal to 1 volt. Same answer, no change. Only Vs will get changed. Why Vs will get changed, students? Because Vs depends upon your input. Whereas the ID1, ID2, VD1, VD2 and all, it doesn't depends on VCM, isn't it? Only thing is that the VCM should lie between those VCM max and VCM in that cell. Clear? Any doubts? Okay. Now repeat the same step for the next case for a negative value also. For VCM is equal to negative 0.2. For VCM is equal to negative 0.2. Mahidhar Kumar,
Sir, present, sir.
Purnima,
Present, sir.
Pramod,
Present, sir.
Prashant,
Present, sir.
Anusha,
Present, sir.
Rahul MR,
Present, sir.
Rakesh, Raksha Chandra,
Present, sir.
Raksha Krishi,
Present, sir.
Rakshit MV, Ramya Priya,
Present, sir.
Rohan,
Present, sir.
Rohit,
Present, sir.
Sai Hassan,
Present, sir.
Sanskrit, Sandosh, Shivani, Sneha,
Present, sir.
Sneha, Sauvik,
Present, sir.
Soumya,
Present, sir.
Sandeep, Suraj,
Present, sir.
Saeed, Tanmaya,
Present, sir.
So students, have you repeated this question? Part D, same procedure. Your input is negative 0.2. So again, it lies between the limits. So we can fix ID1 and ID2 as same. That is 0.4 by 2. That is 0.2 milliamps. And accordingly, we can find VD1 and VD2. Same answers, no change. But Vs, it will get changed because Vs depends on VCM. So in this numerical problem, for all the sub cases, we have done according to the condition, right? That is VCM max and VCM min condition. But what happens if the condition is violated? Can anybody tell me what happens when condition is violated? Then it will be in which mode? It will be in the differential mode. Okay. Maybe you would have short circuited the gate terminal and you would have given the common signals, but it is not that it is going to reject the entire signals or make the output zero. Why? Because your input is beyond the limits. So in that case, you will be getting non-zero output. That means VD1 is not equal to VD2, which means the double-ended output, whatever you are taking across D1 and D2 will be not equal to 0. Is that clear? That we are looking into the next configuration, that is nothing but your differential configuration. Now this part E and part F already you have done, right? That is the highest value of VCM and the lowest value of Vs, and thereby we need to find VCM min. Let's check it. What is the highest value of VCM? it is Vt plus Vdd minus I by 2 into Rd, the same thing, isn't it? That because this particular parameter we require to find out initially only, then only we can write this condition, or we can check the condition whether our input lies in this common mode range. So part E and part F is nothing but the condition, the same condition whatever you have checked before. So just copy down the answers, that's it. But in part F, you are supposed to find the minimum voltage, right? VCMN. VCMN by finding the minimum Vs. So that is specifically mentioned. By finding the minimum lowest allowable Vs, then only we need to find the value of VCMN. So first, let us write the equation for Vs. How will you write the equation for Vs, students? See the circuit diagram of a differential amplifier. From source to ground, what are the parameters? We have from source towards ground? What are the parameters that we have? Take the circuit diagram. Yes, from source to ground. Between the source to ground, we have the current source and negative VSS. Negative VSS means the positive end of the battery will be connected to ground, isn't it? Representing minus VSS like this means negative polarity will be connected to the current source and the positive polarity of the battery will be grounded. So Vs is nothing but the sum of the current source, that is VCS, and negative VSS. Clear? Any doubts regarding that? So by observing the circuit diagram, let us write the equation for minimum Vs, minimum value of Vs. That is VCS minus VSS, and VCS, the minimum value of VCS is given in the question, 0.4 minus 1.5, which is equal to negative 1.1. So this is a minimum source voltage that we have corresponding to the minimum current source value, current source voltage. Clear? Now again, take the expression and substitute. So minus 1.5 plus 0.4 plus 0.5 plus 0.316 equal to negative 0.28 volt. Any doubts? Okay, here I have taken VCS as 0 without considering the minimum current source voltage. That's the difference. Understood, students? The previous case, while finding the maximum and minimum common mode voltage, I have considered the voltage drop across the current source as 0, because there it was not mentioned we need to take minimum condition, right? But specifically in part F, they have mentioned that we need to consider minimum Vs. How this Vs will get minimum? Vs will be minimum if we consider the minimum value of VCS. So the minimum value of VCS is 0.4. So that is being considered over here, and then we have computed the minimum common mode range. So while evaluating the typical range, that is the upper limit and lower limit, don't consider VCS. It can be considered as 0. Clear? But if they have specifically mentioned that the minimum VCM, that is a common mode range, minimum value of common mode range to be found out by using the minimum value of Vs, then we need to consider VCS as 0.4. I mean, whatever given in the question. Okay. Otherwise, VCS can be considered as 0 while calculating the range limits. Only after calculating the range limits, then only you will be able to proceed and check whether the input lies within the range or not. So that has to be done in a prior basis. But as far as this question is concerned, in the later part, you are also having, you need to find the minimum value of your VCM, providing a minimum value of VS. Okay. After finding a minimum value of VS, then only you are going to find the minimum value of VCM. Okay. So how you are going to find minimum value of VS? By incorporating the minimum effect of current source, the minimum voltage across a current source. What is the voltage across a current source? The minimum value is 0.4. It is given in the question. So that we have considered, and then we have found the minimum voltage of the common mode range. Got the difference between the two cases? In the earlier case, I have taken VCS as 0 volt to compute the range, and here I have taken VCS as 0.4, that is a minimum condition to compute the minimum voltage VACM min. Any doubts? Suppose nothing is mentioned regarding the current source voltage means you can assume as 0. No need to consider that. You can take it as 0. But here it is mentioned, 0.4 is mentioned, so that is why I have taken, and then correspondingly I have proceeded. Okay, now take down the next configuration. So till now we have discussed the common mode configuration of the differential amplifier using MOSFETs. Now let us discuss about the differential mode configuration, that is operation with a differential input voltage. Operation with a differential input voltage. Take down the circuit diagram.